This is a Tein Flex Z model. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I think these are made in Japan. Some of the other models are made in other places. But I have these on my Supra and I love them. So I can't wait to put them on the IS300. Alright, cool. So obviously get the jack right under the pinch weld and lift up the car after you loosen the lug nuts, making a nice gap in between your side skirt and your fender. Okay, so once you have your wheel off, loosen that 10mm nut that holds the brake line on both sides, and then it's just got a 17mm nut and bolt on the other side, so you can have to hold one side, and then just 3 nuts up top. Cool. So 10mm nut is out, obviously. Okay, so I don't feel like using power tools tonight. I'm just gonna break it loose with my dental pick from Gear Wrench. Alright, cool. So remove that 17mm nut. It's just really hard for me to film right now in the dark with one person. But yeah, once it's loose, you can undo the bottom sway bar link nut. It's on this side, 17mm also. Right there.
So yeah, that one's the coilover mount nut, and this is the sway bar end link nut. Super easy. It's really hard to film. And then we're just gonna take out the other side of the sway bar end link, and then so that way there's less stress on the bracket and the lower control arm.
I went ahead and removed the nut. Sorry, bolt from the bottom of the coilover, and as you can see, it's already free and clear. So I'm just gonna undo the top 3.
Okay, so I finally used my brain and got my little baby tripod, my camera, and my DeWalt 20V max flashlight. So you guys have a better view now.
This bracket right here, it's got like 2 bolts right here to remove the bracket from the lower control arm, but honestly you could probably wedge it and squeeze it in there. But if you're working for a car show guy, you might want to tape them up, because they're really anal customers. But if you're just a drift guy and you don't really care, then you just squeeze them in here. Yeah, I don't think I really need to show you guys how to take off these 3 12mm bolts, but you just need a deep socket 12mm socket. Yep. Okay, so yeah, you could basically slide it through this little slot in between the upper control arm. I don't know about the stock one anymore, but the Cusco one sure works good. And then slide it out.
Super easy, yeah.
Alright, cool. So this one uses the factory OE top hat, and with the spacers provided by Tein, that's how the springs seat onto the coilover. So this is the old model. This is the Street Advanced model. I've had them for like 7 years, 6-7 years. Time for Flex Z. So this is the Street Advanced model on the right, and you can tell in the difference of the body. This is like way skinnier. This is more like beefcake. You know, this one's on steroids a little bit, and then this one's like basically, you know, just normal. So better quality than the body itself. Also the perch. This one has a base perch. I forgot the actual name for this, but the base perch for the coilover body, and then you have your perch adjustments for the actual spring. I don't have any spring helpers at the moment, so I'm just gonna slap them on like this. And then, yeah, I'm excited to put these on and see how the car feels. Okay, so Flex Z, And then this is for SXE10, obviously, and JZX110. They're both symmetrical. As long as it says F right here for front, then you know they're the fronts. But obviously these have tabs welded on them, and the rears do not, so that's how you also can identify. And then they also come with this red tape that says in Japanese and in English, tightened to a specific torque from Tein for the perches, along with the nut for the top hat. And then I forgot to mention that it also comes with a nice boot. This Street Advanced model does not come with a boot. And then obviously it comes with the dust boot, rubber boot for the dampening up top. It comes set to setting 24, so I backed it off 4 to make it to shock setting number 20. I wanted it all the way up down to 0 and then back up to 20 just in case, slowly. But yeah, it's pretty neat. These are awesome. Okay, so if you're trying to do it like I'm doing, you're gonna have to remove the 10mm speed sensor, the wheel speed sensor, just so it's easier to slide and maneuver the shock body. Hello. Okay. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, much easier. Just place the nut here temporarily. There you go. Okay, sweet. Oh boy. Throw this on. And then tighten up the top nuts first. Hello, sway bar. This one's at a weird angle. If you don't want to remove your strut bar, then you have to have little hands to do this. If you have welder hands, sorry, you're gonna have to remove the strut bar. Did I mention it's really hard to film and do this with one person? Nah, it's doable. It's easy, so don't be that guy going and paying a shot to do this shit for you. And then you don't want to over tighten these because it's pretty fun putting another stud in. Not difficult, but just another thing to do, especially if you're working on a customer's car and they need to be somewhere. So yeah, don't over tighten it. One more. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, just remember to put the speed sensor back in with the 10mm bolt. If you lose it, no big deal, just get another one. Tighten up the 17mm nut bolt assembly for the shock body. And then of course, tighten up the 17mm bolt for the bottom bracket / sway bar end link bolt. And then look up your specified torque settings, or just do what I'm doing. And obviously don't forget the brake line bracket. A lot of drifters zip tie them, but I don't have that much steering angle yet on this IS300. Alright, speed sensor sight, bracket tight for brake, or the speed sensor. Now we're going to tighten up the 17mm sway bar end link. Sorry for blocking the camera, guys. So yeah, I used to do like R&D shock testing. So Penske. It's like a part-time thing. That was fun, taking them on and off.
Ooh, that's pretty. Time for the other side. And then, you know, just double check your work. Because don't be the guy that doesn't do that shit. Even check the purchase if you have to. Just in case, but I trust Tein 100% with my life. Anyway, then we'll check the whole car if you want.
Yay, one side's done. So yeah, I just did the same thing to the other side, guys. 10mm bolt, 10mm bolt, 17, 17, and 3 12mm bolts at the top. Super easy. Shit. Someone's got my wife's camera. Yay, sway bar's in the way. Fuck. Fuck, I knew I should have put the nut the other way. Damn it.
Okay, I could be an asshole and pound it out to the other side with like a quarter inch extension or screwdriver and pop it out with a hammer. Or do the hard way and remove this sway bar end link and then undo the other side to relieve the stress. And then before you loosen any rusted studs or bolts, you always want to spray it down with like PB Blaster or some kind of lube penetrant. Okay, so you're gonna need an Allen key. This is a 5mm key, and then this 14mm wrench to undo the sway bar end link. Okay, so basically undoing bolts, and then my camera's running out of storage, so see you guys in a minute. So yeah, there you go. She's free. Okay, so I finally jiggled the bolt out without removing the sway bar end link, which is awesome. Let's see if I can film this before my memory dies. Yay. So yeah, in case you don't have a stubby or an impact, just get a stubby because they're awesome. But yeah, invest in good tools. And then fuck, I gotta rebuild this transmission soon. R154. Yeah, I'm dealing with memory card issues right now, but make sure you put the bolt this way, facing the sway bar, and then put the nut on this side. Otherwise, you're gonna run into the same thing.